Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Reach coming to you here today on my way home from work, and we are counting down to the days until the Royal Rumble. We've got a big WWE. I guess they're fighting for the WWE Championship. Seeing how Kevin Owens is on SmackDown, I get confused. I remember honestly back in my day when Jericho won the WCW belt and the WWE belt. They were merged together to become one. When Roman Reigns beat Brock Lesnar to become the double champion, he's still just walking around with two belts, and they haven't merged them together, even though, Roman appears on Raw every once in a while, but more often than not, he is on the SmackDown brand, and it's not like a, what's that word, unified? It's not a unified championship. That doesn't make sense to me. Kevin Owens, honestly, should be fighting for both belts. One champion, two belts, one belt from now on. And the first guy that beats Roman should unify the titles. And that's it. And if they want to come up with a new title after that, so both shows have their own belts, albeit. But these days, people should be able to float back and forth whenever they want to. They got something good going on. They should be on Raw. They should be on SmackDown. Anybody that can pop a rating for WWE should be able to just float around and do whatever they want to. But we've got Kevin Owens going up against Roman Reigns, more than likely for the WWE Championship. This is the third time that Owens has had a shot at Roman Reigns at a Royal Rumble event. It's becoming almost an event that you can just check off on the calendar. I honestly remember one of these matches, pretty well. And if you think about it, it was even rumored last year that Owens was going to get a shot at Roman Reigns because of the fact people were saying that they were going to run some sort of a storyline with Kevin Owens because his contract was coming up in WWE, and that was kind of well known. They would kind of play off on it on like a CM Punk way, because I think as many people know, they're really good friends with the Young Bucks. They used to wrestle in PWG and Ring of Honor together. They were in their own stable, Mount Rushmore. I think a lot of people were writing off Kevin Owens as he was already out the door, and Kevin Steen would debut in AEW. The money was right. He ended up re-upping, and I guess that storyline never came to be. But when it all comes down to it, Kevin Owens got to fight Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania. And even though Stone Cold Steve Austin got the win, Kevin Owens, I think, is going to take that memory of being the guy that, was able to rattle Stone Cold Steve Austin enough that, he put the boots on. He came down to the ring in Dallas, Texas for WrestleMania. And what was supposed to be a Kevin Owens talk show segment ended up being a fight. And, sometimes you don't got to win the ones that go on your Hall of Fame plaque. And I think, honestly, when Owens' career is over, that's probably one of the matches that we're going to remember more than him winning that Fatal 4-Way on Monday Night Raw when he won that WWE Championship back in, was that 2016, maybe 2017, somewhere in there. And he had a really good run with the belt. He just ran into Goldberg right before WrestleMania. I think didn't he lose it at the Royal Rumble, or was it at the pay-per-view after the Rumble, like the Roadblock, or whatever the heck that show used to be that set up WrestleMania. This match, honestly, I think is going to be really good. They got a really good storyline going on with the Bloodline. Last night on Monday Night Raw, the Raw 30th anniversary, we had the trial of Sami Zayn that ended up being the replacement of the acknowledgement ceremony for Roman Reigns. And at the trial, Sami Zayn was found not guilty for now. There was enough put out there by the I don't know court that well. I watched a few shows in my day, but I can't remember what they call the two attorneys. But the guy that was throwing the guilt around that was placing blame was Paul Heyman. And, you know, he had his videos over the history of time. And my favorite one was when they showed War Games. And you got to wonder if they just find things that happen to happen. Or if they really, you know, I don't think they traced everything down to tonight for this storyline. But when Sami Zayn threw up the 4 Life, I didn't put it on camera. But when Sami Zayn threw it up after the pinfall, after the Usos did the double kill off the top ropes onto him. But, you know, he threw up the 4 Life, and then Paul Heyman was basically, he's like, what is this, the NWO? Like, who do you think we are? We're the Bloodline. You don't need to be doing that. And everybody was, you know, down there acknowledging Roman Reigns. The team got the victory, and he was up on the top of the cage, sort of, you know, trying to get the acknowledgement on him. But they don't win that match if Sami Zayn doesn't do what he do when they had the the stare down with Kevin Owens, and ended up hitting him in the balls when it looked like they were gonna, you know, join up. That's what led up to the finish of the match was Sami sort of stabbing him in the heart and basically saying that their friendship that goes back to their teenage days when they were getting into the wrestling business before, you know, they were a tag team, that was nothing. You know, it's about the bloodline, and that's what it's about. But I think we can all see Sami Zayn coming to an end, going into the Royal Rumble itself, not even knowing if he's going to be in it. It looks like Sami Zayn is number 3 in the betting odds. I don't really know where you can bet on wrestling. Probably better off that I don't, because I think I know it so well that I would try to throw money around trying to think that I'm going to make easy money. But it goes Cody, it goes The Rock, who might not even be in it, and then Sami Zayn, who's not even named to be in there. And a lot of people are saying that Sami, they shouldn't put in the Rumble because it might be he's so over right now that, you know, they might regret him not winning, that they end up booing Cody, who's supposed to be coming out there. I called him the Hulk Hogan of today, the way these videos keep getting pumped out on Monday Night Raw. But honestly, in my opinion, I think Sami Zayn is going to show up and try to help. The way that I would do it, I think that Sami's going to show up and he's going to try and help Roman in this match to prove his alliance to the bloodline once again. But in Sami Zayn faction, it's not going to work out, where he will be basically kicked out of the bloodline and he'll be a free agent. I think that he will still try and get back into the good graces of the bloodline, kind of hanging around. Where I think at the next month, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view in Montreal, I mean, a lot of people, as soon as that was announced, everybody kept pointing to, this is the point when the bloodline will break up, because Sami Zayn is going to be so over. It's almost like they did this on purpose, because of the fact they don't do pay-per-views in Canada, let alone they don't do pay-per-views in Montreal. It's like they wanted this moment to happen on purpose, and people are saying that Sami Zayn would be in the match one-on-one against Roman Reigns. I was honestly thinking that in that match, the match that we would see would be like a three-way, where you involve all 3 members in the match, where we have Roman Reigns putting the championship on the line against Kevin Owens and against Sami Zayn, where you would automatically think that like it would be a 2-on-1 scenario where Owens and Sami would join up together to be going against a Roman. But like I said, we're going to play off on the fact that Sami doesn't want to get kicked out of the bloodline, and the fact that he's trying to get back in there. But somewhere in the match, whether that's Roman taking a shot at Sami, that we would see him finally come to and turn on Roman himself. From there, we need to keep the belt on Roman, so I don't know how if they have the advantage in this match. But that's where we would get the proposed match of Sami and Kevin Owens teaming up to go against the Usos, where they would sort of get downgraded because of the fact they can't keep going after the championship because of the match having the stipulation at the Royal Rumble that the winner gets to go up against the champion. And that's where you get Roman Reigns defending against, whether it's going to be The Rock, whether it's going to be Cody Rhodes, whether it's going to be, one of each of them, because people say that he's going to defend the belt, or defend both belts 2 different nights, having a match on Saturday and having a match on Sunday. But that's my dream scenario for the Elimination Chamber, is that we would get a 3-way, and that it would come down to Owens and Sami finally coming together.